things.
Well, that's
furthermore, you know.
Well, of course, they knocked you out completely. They made sure you guys don't get your hands on anything for a couple hundred years. That's one thing that Jews made sure of.
Too bad all the professions and all the professions and smart people are Jew. Well, not all of them, but all of them.
Well, the ones who hold all the tech companies are Jews. I mean, yeah. But believe it or not, there's a second war coming. Believe it or not, a lot of people are starting to become aware, similar to what happened in the early 1930s. So
you think so?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's. The media turns it out to be such a big thing, but it's really not the norm here. Everybody really much gets along, huh?
If you said you like a right wing, what's it called, right wing, over, what did you just say? Like a right wing?
Yeah, like a right wing group. It's but that's like extreme right. Most people here are in the regular right. Like Jordy and me, we're more right wing, you know, but not extreme right. You got me?
Yeah,
so, the problem is extreme right is actually extreme left. That's what people don't understand. You know, they want fascism, and fascism.
You know what I want to know? What happens to actual Germans that are not Nazis but have to face Nazis? Are they being handled the same way as in quote unquote normal people, or are they going to be treated differently because they're Germans?
No, I don't know, man. I have no idea. I've never met a German in the U.S.
It was a good question, though.
Where do you live at, Cora? Where in Germany?
We're in Germany, Cologne. That's where Gamescom is every year.
Well, how's the right-wing movement over there? What the fuck are you guys letting all those refugees in, man? What do you think about that?
What I think about that personally?
Yes, like we're against that shit here. I mean, we voted Trump, even though Trump is kind of like an idiot. He's not the smartest guy, but it was the only chance to get big government away from it.
I personally don't really like it, to be honest, but at the same time, you can't do anything against it. So
that's crazy, man.
Just gotta deal with it, man.
This is what happened in the 1930s. This is exactly what led up right to Hitler. Exactly the same thing. But in a different people, you know.
We have, I think, next year it's going to be a new election going on, I think, if I'm not completely wrong right now. So that's going to be interesting for the entire nation, pretty much.
Yeah, here people got fed up with that with Obama, believe it or not. What you hear on the media,
wasn't Obama pretty good in general?
No, Obama was horrible. No,
okay.
Look, he took away. All right, let me just explain one thing to you. See, this guy created 350 national monuments, right? Now, what the fuck is a national monument? I have no idea neither, right? So what he does is he'll grab like 500 acres of land or whatnot, right? And declare a national monument, therefore making it government property, so now you couldn't hunt on that land.
Oh, yeah.
Fish on that land, you get me? So he was land grabbing all over the U.S. That's number one.
What's the purpose, though?
Just a land grab, to just federal lands. The whole point of the U.S. originally, and this is what the right-wing movement, the real right-wing movement in America believes, is that the states should have control, more control than the federal government, instead of having a bunch of federal rules. You get me? So like, if you live in this state,
for the USA, because you have like 52 states, or
right, exactly. So if you live in this state and you like smoking weed, and everybody in the state says they like smoking weed, well, you know what? Make weed legal. You know, if you live in that state and everybody likes guns because they have a history. So like, every state here has a different culture, and the federal government doesn't understand that. You get me? They want to put one rule of the land, and it's not like that, because at the end of the day, every state, if you're from Kentucky, you were raised with guns since you were little. If you're from California, you were raised surfing and smoking weed. You get me? It's different cultures.
You know,
and
go
ahead. Sorry. No, I was done. And the cultures, what they do is you're making them clash by setting federal rules. You know. And that's what's happening now here in the U.S.
You know what's funny? But obviously, every single state has a different culture, at least history of culture and whatnot.
Right.
But, for Germans, for example, we have one state which actually still has the death penalty, and the only way they are not allowed to actually make use of it is because of the general human rights thingy. You know, that every citizen is treated the same way as anyone else. And stuff like that.
Do you did your?
So-
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, it's pretty much at this point, but
Well-
you get the point, right? You still have certain states that have weird laws and whatnot, but they cannot actually use them.
But they
or
can't.
use them.
But they can't function, right? Well, it's the
True.
same thing as here. It's the same thing as here. So now what's happening is that whole monument thing, as you saw it, instead of the people deciding whether they want to keep the fucking monument or not, right?
Yeah.
These people from outside,
Come on,
the
bro, take
KKK
off.
members weren't from that state, and
Fuck
hold
you.
on, take off, I'm taking off, bro.
No, Buffy called me a pussy on the stream.
Oh.
God. Fucking guy called me
So-
a pussy and hasn't flown in who knows how long. Fuck on out of here with this
So, and instead of the people deciding, you know, and the local government deciding on taking off the monument, it was, you know, it was more of a mob rule, you know. Let's just go out there with a mob. We're on this side of the statue, and these guys are on that side of the statue.
Yeah.
But honestly, that KKK rally, those guys are a bunch of clowns. They're just a bunch of fucking retards.
I thought it was
what
like
you
a
saw
bigger
in the
incident because I just heard it like
Yeah.
Because they made
They
it.
made
bigger
it.
than-
The media blew the shit
So,
out of it up. You know,
the same
but
bullshit
honestly,
as always, right?
huh?
It's the same bullshit as always.
Same
on-
bullshit as always,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, you'll hear it on that side of the world blowing up. Oh, racist! Listen, man, we're both multicultural here, and I've never had a problem either with the whites or the blacks. You know, there's really not a racist problem here. I mean, there is to a certain extent, but we actually get along pretty fucking well for so many people being from so many different countries.
Remember,
30
I
minutes.
mean, remember we live in Miami. Miami is like a fucking melting
Yeah,
pot
but
of,
remember,
like, all
I used to
different
live
cultures.
in.
But you went to
I used to live
Naples,
in
right?
Tampa.
In Tampa.
Yeah, in Tampa, and it was pure Americans or blacks. And,
Yeah, up
and,
north
and I
is
got
like-
along with everybody, man. You know, I never had a problem, and even people there got along with each other. You know, but I was gonna ask you, do you have any relatives that were in the war or no? Like World War II? You never heard stories of that? I heard. You know, I recently just found out how much bombing the Allies did on Germany. I didn't even know about that. It's like
Yeah,
something like 3
more
million
than most
dead.
people think. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Like civilians were just killed left and right.
That's the one thing that people don't even know, and if
I
they
didn't know
knew,
that
they didn't
until, like,
realize that.
Like about a week ago, I actually found some documentary that just concentrated on civilian deaths. It was like, okay, we're not going to talk about politics. Let's just talk about how many people got killed in Germany, something that nobody talks about. And they showed the pictures, and they said that the pilots of the RAF and Americans would even gun down the animals. I mean, the zoo animals. You know, it's
On your
fucking
left.
ridiculous.
I mean, it will make sense up to a certain degree because food and resupply and stuff.
right.
But what most people don't even know and don't think about is that the concentrated bombing from Allies onto German civilians that was actually equivalent to the war crimes that German has done. The Germans have done to the Jews.
Are you serious?
I mean, it's been a pretty big part, not like 6 million, obviously, but
That 6
that's
million
just
thing,
something that
let me
people
just tell you
think about.
something. I don't believe in the 6 million thing. There's no way. There's no way, because I saw a paper in 1935 with World War I. They said the same. They used the same figure, 6 million. So 6 million has been a figure that's been thrown around for a while.
wait, wasn't it like only 2 million for World War One?
Yeah, but there's a paper in the New York, the early New York newspaper, that shows that the Jews were already had propaganda that it was 6 million Jews that died. So, and this is prior to the war. You get me?
Yeah,
in the
okay,
1930s. So it was already running around. They've been using that 6 million number for years before that. And honestly, Stalin killed probably more Jews than the Germans did. Honestly, you know, Stalin when
Whatever you do, do
Stalin
not climb,
started
bro.
driving down. All right.
And you're diving.
Oh
there.
my.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't see you.
No, so I didn't want to
Now I
distract you
lost
guys
you.
from flying.
No,
But that's
we're
pretty
end up talking
cool.
shit
that,
anyway. To be honest,
Yeah, we got a long ass flight.
you put on my
But
bodysuit
But,
pilots. Do you see me?
that's-
I lost you.
there's a no. I don't have visual on you, bro. I'm flaring.
I'm flaring. I'm in front of you.
No, you're not.
Where'd you go, bro? I'm approaching that parking lot. It's like a purplish parking lot.
No,
Next to
no
like a main
visual.
highway.
Let me see, bro. Check the F10 map, bro. Oh yeah, you're to my left, bro. I'm to your right.
What's your altitude? Oh, I see you. You're above me.
Yeah. So what I've noticed is there's a very big right-wing movement moving around the world, man. And the thing is, up to now, we've kind of been in the middle. But what happened is after Obama, Merkel, and all these people went to the left, they created a bigger right, you know. And that division, this is a start of a giant division between countries. We haven't seen a war. I wasn't born into a war, and neither was probably the last generation into a major war. So usually history repeats itself. It's a cycle. It's a cycle of people being born.
Wasn't all that ISIS stuff actually coming from the USA anyways?
That's what we think. We've always thought the same thing also.
Because apparently the USA resupplied rebellions in that.
Yeah, they were like, I don't know how, but every time they dropped a cargo shipment, it went straight to them. So they all have the Humvees. So I don't doubt it. I don't doubt the whole thing was orchestrated by the Jews. I mean, it's, you know, think about it. Just think this one thing, right? These ISIS people constantly attack Americans and allied troops, but not once have they even mentioned attacking the Jews. You ever notice that? Which is their worst enemy. Like, come on.
Actually, that's a good point.
Yeah, I believe what I think is it's the Mossad, man. And there was a couple ISIS fighters that were known to fight in the Mossad. Remember, their enemies are Israel's enemies. Which are Israel's enemies? Syria, Iran, all those countries are ISIS is against. What a coincidence, you know? And it's probably funded by back channels through the Saudis. Just like the 911 shit, you know? I mean, the Mossad is one scary organization, man. Very scary people.
You know, I'm actually glad that we don't have to deal with this shit.
So
it's only that I'm glad that we don't have to deal with this shit in Germany.
Well, for now, but you guys have
now, yeah, because we let everyone in anyways, right? So fuck that.
They don't even want to bomb you guys over there. It's like, ooh, fuck it. It's,
I mean, that's not entirely true. They don't really quote unquote bomb us, but they.
Do you have contact with like regular contact, like at least in like the city you live in with foreigners or no, with refugees?
Well, to find contact, I see them all around, but the thing is, I don't really talk to them, so I don't really.
But you actually do see them around, like when you walk outside to the grocery,
it's not that much. It's not as much as people think it would be in Germany, though. It obviously depends on the area you live in, obviously, but
right. But they're there. That's the thing. Like
they are there, but
here we don't see any Muslims here. Like in Miami, when was the last time you saw Muslims?
Dude, at the same time, the thing is, you had Muslims here before, and you couldn't tell if they are from Turkey or Syria.
Right.
You know.
Well, that's the thing, that most of the people that are coming in there are not even from Syria.
Yeah, they're from. I don't even know from the
Africa, North Africa. A lot of North Africans going over there.
A few of them are here as well. Yeah, that's true. You heard about the big incident on New Year's last year about Germany?
What was that? The
oh
stabbing?
my God! Are you fucking kidding me?
What happened?
How, bro? Like how? Oh my God, my engine just died. This fucking piece of shit, fucking gazelle, bro.
See, there he goes. It rage quit.
No, bro. Like, dog. Like, I'm not even playing with the fucking collective, and this shit just dies, bro. Like, why?
Because it does that.
Piece of shit.
The trim,
fucking.
bro.
I'm not even trimming. Fucking
if you aim at an angle too much, it goes into a stall forward. It's very light touches, man.
Stuff about
that's what I heard. A lot of the rain
on a serious big scale. It was incredible.
But I heard that a lot of the police has been covering up a lot of that shit. Is that true?
Yeah. They tried it in the first couple of weeks, but they didn't really succeed in that.
Wow, that's crazy, man. In England, the same thing is happening, from what I hear.
Really? On New Year's?
The